Good evening, everybody. It's Kevin Canessa coming to you from the home studio tonight. It is about 4 minutes after 6 on Friday, December 4th, 2022. And I just wanted to bring you one final update from the story that we've been following all day long from over at 78 Oakwood Avenue. As I mentioned to you earlier this afternoon, the woman who was barricaded inside the house threatening to kill herself has given herself up to police, and she is now in a hospital where she is being tended to psychiatrically. But after she gave herself up, she came outside, and she didn't have the weapon on her. She left the weapon on the inside of the house. And before the detectives and police officers could go in to get the weapon, they had to secure a search warrant first. Neither here nor there. I mean, that takes time sometimes. So when they went in, according to Captain Tim Wagner, they found the weapon that she used and said that she had. And as we suspected and mentioned was a big possibility this morning, it was, in fact, a BB gun. It was one of those longer-necked BB guns. It wasn't a rifle. Now, that's not to take away and say that a BB gun can't do any kind of damage, but, you know, they have to err on the side of caution, does the SWAT team and the police department, when they go to a scene and a woman possibly has a rifle on her. But it turned out that it was just a BB gun. So in the greater scheme of things, the danger was a lot less than it appeared during the course of the day. But instead, from 7 o'clock in the morning until she came out, I think it was after 2 o'clock, or maybe it was at the end of 1 o'clock hour, police were there, and they had their guns and their rifles trained on her. So not only was this a long day, but it was under false pretenses in its own way. And a lot of resources had to be taken off the street for this one case. Now, the other thing is she's going to get some help mentally. She needs it. As I had also mentioned to you guys earlier today in a previous broadcast, there are a lot of incidents that have happened at this house at 78 Oakwood. And we have never released their names. We won't. But if you look back at previous blotters in the Observer, you will find that that house has been in the news a lot, and police are there all the time, you know, and they were there 13 times in a short period a few months ago. Some of the people who live in the house have restraining orders against other people who live in the house. It's just a long, protracted story. And from what I understand from the last blotter, there's not even electricity inside the house. So when the police went into the house to execute the search warrant this afternoon, when they found the rifle, the BB gun rifle, they found it lying next to a pile of human excretion. So you can imagine what the conditions are like inside that house and how difficult it had to be for the police when they went into the house. Just an awful, awful situation. And I'm not here to give you my opinion on anything, but I cannot imagine that is a very easy neighborhood to live in, given those conditions inside that house and what tends to happen there. It cannot be very pleasant for anybody who lives on Oakwood Avenue between Kearny Avenue and Belgrove Drive. Let's just put it that way, but more toward the Kearny Avenue side. But as you can see, it's not as simple as just a woman who was threatening to kill herself. There have been many other instances where police have been to that house that you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. And even if you look at that photograph, which I happen to get from Apple Maps, on the front there's a dresser, and the drawers are out of it, and it's just kind of strewn about on the lawn. So use your imagination. It's not a pleasant place. But the good news is nobody was hurt. Not a single person was hurt during the course of the day, including the suspect. Okay? Now, she's going to still be charged, even though she's getting the mental health care that she needs right now, she's still going to be charged with something. I'm not sure what it is just yet. I spoke with the deputy chief earlier today, Scott McPhee, and I've been on the horn with Captain Tim Wagner all day, and I'm not sure yet, or they're sure yet, what she's going to be charged with, but I would imagine something like creating a false public alarm or something along those lines. But when we know that, we will let you know, and that will more than likely be in this coming week's edition of The Observer. So there ends a very, very long saga that started out with it being a hostage situation, according to the social media reports, which I put in quotes, to the woman who was barricaded inside the house and her ultimately surrendering to police and getting desperately needed mental health care. And if anything else develops over the course of the weekend, we will certainly let you know. Probably not necessarily with the live video, but with something on our website at theobserver.com and in our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. So it's Friday night. Hope you're all enjoying your night. Hope you're going out to dinner, doing all your great things. But that ends today's discussion about what happened at Oakwood Avenue. If anybody has any questions that I might be able to answer to, if that I didn't address today, feel free to list them down below on the comments below this video, and I'll do my best to answer them for you or to get the answers from the proper authorities. So from the home studio, it's Kevin Canessa. I'm signing off for now. Enjoy your Friday night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here again very, very soon. Good night, everybody.